Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Fight the spread and take a stand against coronavirus. Wear a mask in public. Stay at least 6 feet apart from others. And get tested. Join us and fight the spread. Visit scdheck.gov/COVID-19.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor and we're giving you updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. As you heard, it's brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, also the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Palmetto Media Connections, and Agape Counseling and Training Center. Listen, if you are having some challenges coping with COVID, please contact the folks at Agape Counseling and Training Center. Well, today, during Black History Month, we're actually talking to someone who is living Black history right now. Teresa Ervin is the first woman and the first African-American to become mayor of the city of Florence, South Carolina. Thank you so much, Mayor Ervin, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Plus, it's Girl Scout cooking time. And if you think COVID is stopping you from getting your tasty treats, we're going to talk to a South Carolina CEO of the Girl Scouts, Lora to help you know all the great ways you can get your cookie fix in. That and more coming up next on Coping with COVID. But first, your COVID community updates. Columbia will get a new mayor next year. Current Mayor Steve Benjamin announced today at noon that he will not seek a fourth term. The first African-American mayor of Columbia said he'll focus on his law firm and family and may delve into politics in the future, but he says he is not running for governor. Beginning Monday, folks ages 65 plus can schedule an appointment to get the COVID vaccine. DHEC and the CDC says this is possible due to the increase in available supplies and includes those with or without pre-existing conditions. Meanwhile, the state's teachers are saying with the governor pushing for in-person learning, they too should be eligible for the COVID vaccine. And Shaw Air Force Base is hosting a virtual job fair for veterans and military spouses. Those interested can log in to scfuturemakers.com/Shaw to register today. And tomorrow they'll be able to talk to and communicate with interested employees. Companies participating include Coca-Cola, Mars College, DHL, Continental Tire, BMW, and more. Check the screen for more information, and we'll also have that information scrolling throughout the show. For the most up-to-date lists of times, dates, and locations for COVID testing in and around South Carolina, visit scdheck.gov. Like I said, you'll get up-to-date listings of times, dates, and location for test and COVID vaccinations. You can also go to gogettested.com. Now there, you can make an appointment, find a location, and get your results in 48 hours. Check the DHEC's Care line for more information about organizing a COVID screening at your event or at your neighborhood. Also, the DHEC Care line can give you information on testing, transportation to get a test. Also, speaking about transportation, if you live in Richland or Clarendon counties, paramedics there are offering in-person COVID screening. You can call 911 for more information. Now, as you heard folks that are 65 years old and older can now get their COVID vaccine. DHEC has started a vaccine care line. Call 866-365-8110, 866-365-8110. There you can find out locations, you can make an appointment, and find out more information about the COVID vaccine. Also, speaking of vaccination locations, Kroger pharmacies are offering COVID vaccinations. Check the screen for details. We should have some information about COVID screenings, but vaccinations on the screen. Also, the VA is vaccinating veterans. If you are a veteran, you can get vaccinated. And again, that is veterans that are 65 and older. Check the screen for more information on how you can get your vaccination from the VA if you are a veteran. Also, the South Carolina Bar Association and SC Legal Services have collaborated for a website and toll-free number for rental and mortgage help. And the NAACP has launched their housing assistance program. This will help landlords, mortgage companies, and tenants. For info, contact the Columbia branch of the NAACP for more information about this program. The City of Columbia is offering a 6-month payment plan for water bills and payment assistance up to 75%. Again, that information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And if you need help virtual learning and working, check out Rashonda Pratt's YouTube channel. Go ahead and check her out, subscribe to it, and get more information. As a matter of fact, we'll talk to Rashonda tomorrow on Faith Friday. The Central Carolina Foundation is offering up to 175 scholarships for students and adults. Visit yourfoundation.org for information and to apply online. Finally, we talked to attorney Tamika Isaac Devine a couple of weeks ago about the Color of Law. It's an initiative between Historic Columbia and the City of Columbia to provide information about affordable housing and equality in and around South Carolina. Well, today is the final Color of Law, and they'll be joined by City of Columbia Mayor Steve Benjamin, Charlotte, North Carolina Mayor Vi Higson, and also other mayors to talk about that. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. It's the Color of Law. I'm Tre Tailor, and you're watching Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Coping with COVID is airing live on the Tailor Made production page. It's the home of Coping with COVID. Would you go over there and hit like and follow? Not only can you watch Coping with COVID Mondays and also Wednesday through Friday at 2 p.m. You can also get all of your COVID-related updates. We're also streaming live on YouTube. Want to say hi and thank everyone that is streaming live on YouTube. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Coping with COVID is brought to you by SCDHEC, the City of Columbia, Office of Business Opportunities, also Palmetto Media Connections, and Agape Counseling and Training Center. Well, it's Black History Month, and we're talking to a Black history maker. Mayor Teresa Ervin is the first African-American and the first woman to become mayor of the city of Florence, South Carolina. She's no stranger to politics, though. She served as Florence City Councilwoman since 2010 and currently serves as chairwoman for the City of Florence Neighborhood Development Ad Hoc Committee and is a voting member of the Florence Area Transportation Committee. The registered nurse is also a member of the Hope Health Board of Directors. Mayor Ervin, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's an honor to be on your show, to be here to talk with you and all of your audience.
Absolutely. Let's hear a little bit about your journey to the mayor of Florence.
Hello, I'm Teresa Ervin. I've been a servant leader for the City of Florence the majority of my life and a member of the Florence City Council since 2010. Believe me, I've seen and been involved in quite a few changes Florence has undergone. Our City of Florence has so much potential. With my vision, it will take all of us working together to continue moving Florence forward. On day one, I'm ready to work, leading the recovery effort from COVID-19, a must for ensuring Florence citizens are safe, healthy, and strong economically. After, we must equalize funding for downtown and community development, expand Green City Initiative, develop new job sources which will produce business and employment opportunity. Experience matters. I'm asking you, vote me, Teresa Ervin, your next mayor. I'm Teresa Ervin, and I approve this message.
And the city of Florence approved too, because they voted you in 52% as a mayor, first African American and first mayor, female mayor of the city of Florence, South Carolina. How did you feel knowing that you have really made history in your hometown?
Well, it's still sinking in. And for me, the factor that I think back to when Martin Luther King said that we would be judged by the content of our character. So for
Yeah.
me, this moment is long overdue. So I believe that as I was running, I knew I was the only one that had the experience. And
Mm,
other than that, what did we truly need? I had the experience, I had the character, and I've lived a life that I would say would be honorable. And for me, I was the complete package. And otherwise, I believed in my heart if someone else was chosen, what would be the factors
yeah.
that would have outweighed me, except for my race and my sex? And so
Yeah.
the city looked past that and said, we're voting for the candidate with experience and also who have lived that life of character. I'm thankful to the city of Florence for seeing that vision.
Well, I love that you say that, Mayor Ervin, because it takes um, it takes self confidence, it takes dedication, it takes being strong and just believing in yourself to step out on faith to do anything. First of all, far less to be the first in anything. So I appreciate what you're saying. I mean, because I'm sitting up here listening to you, and you were like, I was supposed to be mayor because I had the experience, and you're right. You served on a Florence City Council for 10 years. Were you just kind of waiting? Were you like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for Mayor Wakila to not to run, and then I'm gonna pop on out there?
No, actually, believe it or not, I was satisfied with serving as city councilwoman because we are a council strong
Yeah,
government. That
right.
means that my vote counted just as much as the mayor's did. I believe that we had a strong team working together. So when the mayor decided he was not going to run, believe it or not, I encouraged him to run again. And and over that year, I took on some of the responsibilities. It was like four of us who took on a lot of things trying to alleviate some of the weight that he carried. But
Hmm.
once he committed, said he was not going to run, I wanted to be sure that the next mayor was someone we could depend on, someone who we could trust and work with. And I will be honest, when I looked at the potential candidate, the one who ran, I felt like I was the best candidate. I had
Right,
shown those characters through and through. So if not me, who? So I
right.
stepped forward to offer myself because I believe and had the encouragement of other seniors behind me who said, Teresa, what are you waiting for? You can do this. It's your turn. So I was
Right.
actually encouraged by others in the community to step forward, especially it was males and females.
Hmm.
And that was something strong to be able to step out when your friends and your citizens who are telling you you need to
It's
run.
time. Yeah, it's your
That's
time.
right.
Well, you're really bringing new blood into the Magic City, is what they call Florence. Bringing new leadership after a decade
Mhm.
of being led by the former mayor now,
Mhm.
Stephen Wakila, who held that position since 2008. So, what do you see as some of the new things you can bring to the city of Florence, to the Magic City?
Well, when I hear that question, I always tell people, remember, I've been serving for 10 years. A lot of the things that you see are a part of my vision because
Hmm.
I worked side by side and communicated with the mayor to get projects pushed forward. And right now we're in a season of COVID. So my nearest vision right now is to be sure that I can collaborate, draw the resources together to get our citizens alive, well, and healthy through the COVID-19 pandemic. But beyond that, I want to be able to stabilize our businesses, to grow our business, small and large, so that we can create new jobs for the community area. I am working with and will continue to partner with our Florence District 1 because you're only as strong as your educational system. So I would
Absolutely.
like to bring about partnerships from our early education also to our 2 years and 4 year college. I want to get our educational system organized so when businesses are looking at us, they will see we have a strong educational system. We have a municipal government that looks forward to the future. We live today, work today, but we plan for the future. So a lot of the things that I'm going to have to work on, and which I'm doing already, is bringing together the different levels of government, our educational system, in our business community to work to create a partnership that will make this city flourish. But also we can enhance our communities. As you said, I'm chair of the community development committee. So we need to have affordable, livable homes for all of our
Hmm.
citizens throughout the whole of the city of Florence. We have lived in almost a tale of two cities, and we've
Yeah.
got to bridge that gap and bring our city together so our whole city would be a beautiful, livable city.
Well, I want to talk about a couple of things you mentioned. That last thing about a livable city, and then of course I want to talk about the education thing. But let's go back to COVID
Mhm.
first, Mayor Ervin. What are some of the challenges you see happening in Florence right now concerning COVID?
Well, believe it or not, we do still have a small population that really will not acknowledge that COVID-19 is a health issue. It's a pandemic. It's not a political issue. We
Right.
still have a population who refuse to wear masks. And for me, being a medical profession, when I see that, it goes beyond politics because I see people jeopardizing their lives and
Right.
others'
And
lives.
others,
And
yeah. Hmm.
yes, and that really that disturbs me. So for me
Yeah.
with COVID, that is one of my biggest issues and concern.
Do you guys have a mask policy in Florence?
Yes, we do. We have a mask mandate, and it requires for you to wear your mask anytime you're in. Well, it's for our city limits. That any public business that you wear that. Also in our municipal buildings. But if you're out in the community, free for an air walking, you do not have to wear a mask. But otherwise, when you're in close proximity in our public business restaurants, if you're not eating, you need to wear a mask. We do have
Now,
that.
right. Now, what about vaccinations? How are you guys doing with vaccinations and testing?
Mhm. Well, the testing really, we initially entered into this climate of COVID. I will give our health institutions good credit. They worked with the city to set up mobile testing sites. And really did it in all areas, but especially in District 1 and 2. These
Hmm.
areas have more of your frontline workers. So the testing was free. And right now, I'm actually calling and meeting with various medical institutions so I can know when these vaccines are available so we can get that information out there. So we are
Right.
pushing that and pushing the vaccines to get information out to our citizens so they will have the opportunity. And as you stated, I know they're dropping back the age right now to 65. And for me, I'm thinking, I love to see it when we're not limited by age because we will have enough vaccine that we can just start back and
Right.
get the vaccination for everyone. And especially, as was stated, our teachers who will be our frontline workers with our children. If we want our children back in school, we do need to vaccinate our educators because
Yeah.
remember, some of them are older too, and they're
Yeah.
going to constantly be around these
Pre-existing
children.
conditions. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about schools because I know you said that one of the things that you really wanted to do was kind of help the schools, help education. You're a West Florence alum. I'm a Wilson alum. Oh, Wilson.
Well,
And
my sisters and brothers are Wilson alumni. So
really, yeah, yeah.
yes.
So, what do you see as what needs to happen for schools in Florence?
Well, one of the things that I'm working with, I have a good communication relationship with the superintendents and actually with some of the school boards members. We're going to have to actually continue to bridge that gap in our education and assist that whatever we can do assist the school to accomplish their goals, we will do. I'll give you an example. I just participated in a book reading where I went for to read, so those books can be aired online for the children. So for
Hmm.
me, being able to see what are the needs of our school system. How can we as a government help the school system? Right now, our school system, when it comes to funding, they receive more of the funding on our tax base. So they're well funded. But now I want to work with them to see how can we make sure these funds are equally dispersed throughout the schools that we have in the city. We have 3 major high schools. And my thing is none of our schools should be identifiable based on the
Exactly.
finance that's are given out. So we need to make
Exactly.
sure that we can equalize that. All of our schools should be equal when it comes to
Mhm.
funding and availability of the programs. So equality throughout our educational system is one of the things I do want to work with our school district to be sure that we can attain that. So when our businesses look at our area, they will see that we're a community that see ourselves as one city.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I think that is important, and you let me know if you think this is good
Yeah.
too, to really involve community in the school system. Maybe not now because, a lot of kids are not in school. We're dealing with COVID. But so our young people can see who's the fireman, who is the city councilman, who works at the TV station, who works at the IHOP or whatever, just to meld who's an attorney, meld school with the community so kids can see a real life working somebody that I can attain, to be.
I agree. And in the past, before this pandemic, I did have the honors of going and speaking to groups at the school, or at this sometimes you have teachers who would invite you in. So
Yeah.
yes, having that collaboration, it's almost like known in the past that career day
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
past, but we need it more on a consistent basis
Exactly. You
that
need
we
it more
bring the
than one
careers
day a
in.
week. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Mayor Teresa Ervin, Myers Ervin, is the first African American and first female mayor of Florence, South Carolina. And she joins us today on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor. Hey, don't forget, throughout the show, we'll be scrolling information on the bottom of the screen. So if you need information on COVID, on testing, on vaccinations, even some job information, please don't forget to check that out. Also, please continue to post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses. If you are a Florence native or know someone who is, go ahead and post this out. I know another thing that you wanted to really kind of focus on is East Florence, or working on aesthetics and new homes. What do you see as improvements in the East Florence area?
Well, Trey, let me preface this with serving as a chair, we identified 3 catalytic areas, which would have been the Northwest area, the North, and the East. We actually started new homes already. Originally, the first site was North Florence. Then we came to Northwest Florence. Now we're at East Florence. And what I would like to do, there are some programs that I'm already doing some outreach with that we can look at. First of all, beautifying that corridor. And that corridor runs from the downtown out to our airport, and which area is not city but county. So that's going to call for me to be able to work with the county as well, so that we can start. Simplest thing is putting flowers out along the road, so it will look better. We've also purchased some lots which are located in the North or the East Florence area on Pine Street, and we're preparing to introduce new homes in the area. And that is because we need the new homes so people can have the ability to go in and purchase new homes there.
Yeah.
You cannot very well revitalize a community when you don't have what I call a livable home. I always say, if you had a choice between choosing a home where you have to use a kerosene heater, or just a plug-in electric heater, or walk in your home, turn a thermostat, or talk to your nest, which would you choose? I want that automatically quick heat air. And those are the things we want to introduce back in the community, homes where you have that availability of the comforts of a new home.
Yeah, and it's, unbelievable to think that in 2021 that there are people who don't have that. I mean, and a lot, and Florence is not rural. Some parts of Florence are rural, but there are so many parts in South Carolina that, I mean, I know this is another thing we talk about is internet connection is terrible in some parts of our state. And as you said, not having up to par housing, which, brings me to the point, affordable housing is a big deal in our country, in our state. What are your thoughts about providing affordable housing, not only to the East Florence area, but to Florence in general?
Well, the great thing about it, we have programs already in place. We have home ownership programs where if you're willing to come in, you do an application. The application fee is $25, and you enter the program. You're receiving up to 8 hours of training, so you would know what it takes to be a responsible homeowner. With that particular program, you can qualify to up to $25,000 down payment assistance. And we have new homes in the city of Florence that if you're purchasing within the city, you can take advantage of that. And then if you're not in the city, let's say if you're in a rural area and that you want to live more to county, we still have the USDA program that could also help with down payment assistance. So for us, we're looking at, especially me, what opportunities are there to bring fundings into the city of Florence and the county for our citizens to have access to home ownership. It's shown that families who own their homes, the children tends to do better in school.
Mhm.
Yes, so I definitely support that. And we have programs for home ownership, affordable home ownership.
So, Mayor Ervin, but I want to ask you, okay, and it's great that the
Mhm.
programs are available. Are the homes available, though? Or is affordable housing available for people to
Ye-
apply for these, for these loans for a home?
Actually, it is. The beautiful thing about the homes that we're doing, we did studies ahead of time. We made sure that the pricing of the new home was
Hmm.
affordable to the areas. What has been shown by time the resident in these areas have actually rented their homes, paid these light bills because air is leaking out everywhere, so the light bill is higher. You're paying a higher water bill because some of them have consistent little water leaks within the home. The mortgage payment is actually for several of the clients less than what they were paying for their rental properties. So yes, home ownership is affordable and in most cases more affordable than it is to rent in
Yeah.
Florence.
Teresa Myers Ervin joins us. She is the first African American and first woman to be mayor of the city of Florence, South Carolina. There is a 4-year medical school coming to Florence. As a nurse, tell me about that. That's pretty exciting.
Well, that's a collaboration that's being worked upon now. The site has been secured. And as you know, you have to go through certain steps to get that approval to have that medical school there. But the great thing about it is that it will be an expansion of our present health center, which is located downtown, where you already have your nurse practitioners, some things in your nursing, and your third and fourth year students. But with that medical college being brought here to Florence, you add to the fact that when you have usually when someone train here and they serve at these facilities, they tend to stay here in the area. So we
Mhm.
once again we have an avenue not only provide a higher level education for our people, especially in Florence, who want to become nurse practitioners and doctors and nurses and OT and occupational therapy and also all these healthcare availabilities. It's a great opportunity because what it does is also supply the individuals who are needed in our medical institutions, which we already have here. So not only that, by being in the central part of the Florence, it creates foot traffic. So that also help our businesses to prosper as well.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's a great segue to what's going on with downtown Florence. So many downtown areas have seen businesses moving, to the outskirts, and the Florence is no different with the medical center coming. And even before that, what are your plans, thoughts, wishes, hopes, dreams for downtown Florence?
Well, for me, downtown Florence used to be the heart of the city of Florence. That means the community members used to walk downtown for entertainment. They walked downtown to shop. But when we introduced larger malls, that actually pulled a lot of those activities away from downtown. So
Yeah.
we're restoring that now. So that means that the communities around downtown will have access again to entertainment, to restaurants, and soon to be even a large grocery store.
Hmm.
So that's why our downtown is so important because we do have a large population who don't drive and they
Right.
want to walk. And we have individuals who work in the medical institution, especially downtown, around downtown, that gives them the opportunity to become able to come downtown, get a good meal, or when they get off from work, come through downtown, relax for a while before they go home.
Yeah.
So downtown is a key place for the communities surrounding that area. So downtown and community development go hand in hand.
Do you think with the new medical school coming, that will help bring business to the downtown area?
I think that it will. We're already growing, but once you introduce more people and more people actually traveling through the downtown area, it becomes more attractive to businesses. And
Yeah.
when you have especially a industry that is producing medical professionals, people associate that with prosperity. So they
Yeah,
will
yeah,
come.
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. What about keeping young people in Florence? Do you think, I mean, I know this medical school will definitely, I mean, Francis Marion also already does that. Florence Johnson Tech already does that. And so what do you think about keeping young people in Florence? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that's one of my goals. I've always tell everyone, I say my goal is to keep the young people here in Florence. I'm a
Right.
mother of three, and I would love to have my family members, children stay here because I laugh. I tell them, look, if you get married and move away, I'm not traveling to, you have to still come back home to me.
Wow. Wow.
So I think that it's important because new life
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
the energy that keeps a city alive. If you do
that's
not
right.
retain your young people or draw young people in, we're all going to get older. We're all going to retire and we're all going to leave here. So you
Yeah.
need life to keep a city vibrant. And I
Yeah.
believe by having these, the educational opportunity for young people, it will keep our people here, but also will attract others here. And that's
Yeah.
important. And for
Yeah.
me, children, especially at this time of generation, they're going where opportunity is
Mhm.
available. And I
Mhm.
want Florence to be that center for opportunity.
Yes, Centrell Thompson says, much appreciation for your leadership, Mayor. She says, Florence is the capital of the PD. Thank you, Centrell, so much for your comments.
Thank
I
you.
want you to continue to post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses. Got two more questions for you, Mayor Ervin, before we leave. So, you talked a lot about not wanting to travel. You want your kids to stay there. We saw a picture of your beautiful family. There it is right there. So how do you plan on keeping your family and other young people in the magic city of Florence, South Carolina?
Tree, I'm going to work with the businesses that we have here to be sure that as a city, we're doing all we can to support them. I'm going to collaborate with our school and with our county. So any partnerships we can create in order to bring opportunity here, we can do that. We are a city that has great potential. We are that leading city, and I often state that I want us to be the medical capital
Hmm.
of this state, of the PD. But in order to do that, we're going to have to work together in order to make this happen. So
Yeah,
opportunity, but not only just opportunity, the opportunity not only to have a job, but to have a career.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that is what will attract and keep our citizens here. I'll give you an example. My oldest son, he just graduated with his second degree, and he point blankly told me, Mom, I'm going where the dollars are right.
Where the dollars are. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so the mindset when you're, especially at this time phase in your life, when you're first graduating, you're seeking to have that financial opportunity so you can pay off school loans. And they need to be sure that they have the financial opportunity so they can do that, but also live a comfortable life while they're doing that. And it's my desire to seek to work with all the partners we can to make the city of Florence that opportunity for them to be able to do that. But not only just the young people, remember, people of all ages are going to school.
hmm hmm
And we've got to be that for them, that opportunity.
What did he get his second degree in? What money is he looking for to get? What
Well,
field is he looking for the money for?
well, he actually have a degree now in civil and in industrial
And
engineering,
okay,
also with a minor in business. And my
tell him he
middle
can
son,
open up an architectural firm.
yes. Look, mom
He
is
can
trying
make
to.
the money.
I'm trying to throw some ideas out there, and well, my middle son, I'm hoping he will come back. He's actually chief resident at a medical facility in North Carolina, and
Oh,
that's a young
great.
man in the middle. So I'm hoping to get him back here, at least back into South Carolina, hopefully back in Florence. And that's my goal there. My daughter, she's actually a senior nursing school. So she loves mom, so I think I got her locked down. She's gonna be
Oh,
right here
Lord
for
have
mom.
mercy. Marvin Williams Mendenhall says, congratulations. Thank you, Marvell, so much for watching Coping with COVID. We're talking to the first African American and the first female mayor of Florence, South Carolina. Before I let you go, Mayor Ervin, what is your heart project? What is it that is really on your heart and on your soul and on your spirit to accomplish during your time as mayor? And how long are you thinking about being mayor? I mean, the last mayor was there for 10 years,
Trey,
over 10 years.
he actually 12 years he was here.
Yeah.
For me, it's a really long-term vision that will take my service and ones after me. It is truly my desire to see the city of Florence be a diverse, inclusive city that is mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially healthy. And I know that is a big goal to have, but I believe if we set it and work together, we can accomplish it. We have the medical facilities to do it. We have a strong business community that can address it. But we also have the PD mental health services here. So we have all of the agencies we need to accomplish this. But we're going to have to be able to work together and network to do it. Because I believe once we can do that, we will have all the potential in the world to attract anybody's children and plus keep our own and have that livable city that we can walk around and feel safe and comfortable and have the right foods that we need to close our food desert. So one of the things I'm working on, and before I leave office, I do want to be able to actually fulfill the areas that are food desert to make sure there are sources for healthy food for these communities that has been disenfranchised for years. And I will accomplish that before I leave office. We're
All
going to have
right.
that healthy availability to all of our citizens. That is
Yeah.
passion from my heart.
Yeah. And you're going to stay there until you do all that.
I would stay here as long as the citizens say Teresa wants.
Marvin Williams Mendenhall says, prayers for you, Madam Mayor, that whatever you want to accomplish will be done in Jesus' name. Marvell says, amen. Amen, Marvell. Thank you so much. The first African-American and first female mayor of the city of Florence, South Carolina, Teresa Ervin, joins us. Thank you so much. You're living Black history that we are celebrating on this Black History Month. If you want more information about Teresa or to reach out to her, you can see her information right there on the screen. Thank you, Teresa, so much for joining us today on Coping with COVID. We appreciate it. And you're all right, even though you went to West Florence.
Look, well, see, I couldn't lose. I told everybody, my sisters and brother graduated from Wilson, but when I was at West Florence, my cousin was playing at Wilson, so I couldn't lose. Either way, I won. and so I'm just a living witness, and I truly believe when I leave office, I want to be sure that I have created a pathway for the city of Florence to be one city.
I love it.
One united city. That is my goal when I leave this office, to have that path created.
I love that. Thank you so much, Teresa. Girl Scouts of the Midlands says inspiring. They say thank you. And thank you guys, because coming up, it's Girl Scout cookie time. And we're going to talk to Midlands, Mountain to the Midlands CEO, Lora Tucker. She's going to tell us about how you can get your tasty treats amidst COVID and how the organization has adapted during the pandemic. That's coming up next on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor.
Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
This flu season arrives during the COVID-19 pandemic. Groups at risk for serious illness from COVID-19 and flu are similar, but complications from flu are much higher in young children. Everyone over 6 months of age should get a flu shot to help prevent more illnesses, hospitalizations, and deaths in South Carolina.
The flu is not just a cold. Each year, many South Carolinians are hospitalized from the flu and even die.
Getting the flu vaccine is the best protection against the flu for everyone in your family. The flu vaccine is safe, effective, and does not cause the flu.
You can make a difference this flu season by protecting yourself from the flu.
It's important that I protect my baby.
It's important that we protect our families.
It's important that we protect our schools.
And our students.
It's important.
It's important.
It's important.
It's important that we protect our state.
Talk to your healthcare provider, pharmacist, or health department about the flu vaccine today.
Celebrating Black History Month, Coping with COVID presents African Americans in the White House.
Brenda Mallory is the first African-American woman to chair the Council on Environmental Quality. The environmental law attorney is the director of regulatory policy at the Southern Environmental Law Center. Attorney Mallory served as general counsel for the White House Council on Environmental Quality in the Obama administration. And now President Joe Biden has selected her to chair the Council on Environmental Quality, making her the first African-American woman to hold this position. Brenda Mallory, a Black history maker in the Biden-Harris administration.
Celebrating Black History Month, Coping with COVID presents African Americans in the White House. From TaylorMade Productions.
Every cookie sold from the Girl Scout Cookie Program helps girls learn lifelong lessons in people skills, decision-making, and goal setting. It's amazing how much you can learn from a cookie.
Wow, that is such a great public service announcement. And, you know, with all of the tasty treats that we are used to devouring once a year, we sometimes forget, I think, that Girl Scouts are so much more than cookies. And today, Lora Tucker, brand new CEO and director of Girl Scouts of South Carolina, is joining us today. Lora, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today on Coping.
Thank you, Trey, and you are so right. Girl Scouts, you know, we do kind of get that label. You know, we're the cookie, you know, organization, but it's so much more. It's such a powerful thing. It's really about, you know, girls and the person that they become. I mean, yeah, I absolutely love the mission of Girl Scouts.
Well, I know that you are a lifelong Girl Scouter, and I want to talk a little bit about that. But I do want to talk first about the cookies, because people want to know about the cookies.
I know, it's cookie season. I can't tell you how many people stop me on the street and say, "Hey, where do I get cookies?"
That is so funny. And now you're the cookie lady.
I know, I'm the cookie lady. What is that?
Well, with COVID, and interestingly enough, you started last year right before COVID hit. How has that shifted the way you guys are selling cookies?
I mean, you're right. I mean, COVID makes a difference, but I have to tell you, Girl Scouts are resilient. They're innovative, and girls find out. I mean, they really figure out how to do this, and we help them. I mean, right now, girls are selling online, right? Oh, wow. It's virtual, so they're asking their friends and their families, and so right now they're really selling online, and they've figured out how to do that and how to do that well.
Now, did you guys miss a season last year, or you moved forward, because that was like around this time of year, January, yeah. So COVID hadn't really hit yet.
Right, so we missed part of it. We missed the last 2 weeks of what we call our booth sales,
right? With
girls really like, you know, being in front of Walmart and Home Depot, and you know, people come out and they want cookies.
Oh, they do. It's almost phenomenal. I mean, listen, it's not like y'all the only ones selling cookies in America. You know what I'm saying? We can go get cookies any time of year at the grocery store, but it's almost, like I said, it's so funny how these Girl Scout cookies sales have just skyrocketed too, and really become your signature thing, and people gotta have them every year.
I know, and you know, like the cookie like Thin Mint. I mean, and you know, I mean, we sell from January to the end of March or mid-March, right? And I believe that the Thin Mint is the #1 selling cookie in America.
I have heard that
in America, Mint, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and those Thin Mints, like you said, I mean, you can stick those in the freezer and eat those all year long.
Oh yeah, you really can. I mean, the cookies really do last a long time. And, you know, we were talking before the show about the fact that I usually get the cookies and I'll freeze them, for gifts and things like that. And they do. Look, these are my lemonades from listen, I hate to tell you, these are probably lemonades from 2 years.
That is great.
Because I didn't get lemonades last year. So anyway, so now the cookie sales are online, right? And so people can, how can they get them online?
Well, they can go to the website that's
going to be on the screen.
Exactly. If they know a girl, girls are sending out their links. So if you know a girl, they'll send a link to you. Okay. And then you go to the link and buy the girls cookies from the girls. And then also on their links, you have options. I mean, especially if you're one of those New Year's, you've promised.
Oh, you've taken,
exactly. That's right. You don't want to buy, cookies for yourself, but you can still you can buy cookies for soldiers. You can buy cookies for your hometown heroes. You can give joy and get joy and support girls while recognizing your own company's clients and customers and teams. And there's so many other things, so many other people that you can help give this incredible sweet treat to.
Yeah, I love that you say that, because like you said, a lot of people do give up sweets for the New Year's or even around Easter, Lent. I do that. And but even if you're not eating the sweets, don't deprive somebody else of eating them, because as we'll talk about a little bit later, these funds go to really help girls. Tell us about that. What do the proceeds go to for Girl Scouts?
Yeah, so Girl Scout cookies really fund. It can help fund troops and the things that troops want to do and the goals that because this is a program where girls kind of take responsibility and do the things that they want to do. They get to decide, and so girls get a portion of it. Volunteers are troops, and you see girls, like older girls like to save their money and go and travel, as an example. Younger girls, they do all kinds of things. I mean, and they also learn about philanthropy. And one of the things, like if you are out there and you're buying cookies from girls, like during booth season, ask them what they're doing with their cookie money. And you'll hear like, we're going to give a portion of our money to the animal shelter.
That's cool.
Learning about philanthropy and how to help others. Or we're going to go to camp. We're going to go on a camp out. We're going to take a trip to this museum, or we're going to go spend the night here. We're going to go to Savannah and see where Juliet Gordon-Low, who was the founder of Girl Scouts, started Girl Scouts. So, they get to decide what they want to do. But the great thing is that the cookie program kind of can fund their Girl Scout experience for the year.
Oh, that's so cool. We're talking to Lora Tucker. She's the brand new 1 year old, as a matter of fact, this month, CEO of Girl Scouts. And we're talking, of course, about it being Girl Scout cookie time. So now, again, people can go online to get their cookies. If you know a Girl Scout, you can do that. If you don't know a Girl Scout, we've got the link that people can share and follow to purchase cookies. And of course, as you say, if you are fasting from sweets or not a sweet eater, you can buy some for a military person. You've got the Hometown Heroes program. The other two things that I think are really good, Grubhub. People can actually buy cookies on the Grubhub app or website.
That's right. So from February 12th through March the 7th, Grubhub is helping Girl Scouts this year, Girl Scouts USA across the country, and we're so grateful for them because they've waived their service fees to help Girl Scouts. And so we'll have a Grubhub point in Spartanburg, Greenville, and Columbia. And they'll deliver it right to your home. They'll deliver your Girl Scout cookies right to your home.
Wow. And the other thing that I think is so 2021 is you can say, Alexa, where can I get Girl Scout cookies?
Yes, and that's very exciting too.
That is exciting,
right? So that starts, I believe, February the 1st. Right. You can ask, and I don't want to say it in my own house because
She's going to say something.
That's right. She'll say something, but exactly. But you can ask her, where can I find Girl Scout cookies?
Where can I find Girl Scout
And she'll
cookies?
tell you. And then there's also an app you can download. It's called the Cookie Finder.
Oh, really?
And I use it all the time. Like when I'm out and I want to go visit girls that are doing booths, like in front of like Walmart, because I believe, and we don't know when yet, but I believe Walmart is going to work with us this year. Because we have to do some things differently. But but I always go to the cookie app and see, well, where are they today?
The cookie app. Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Cookie Finder.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the thing about Walmart, because I was going to ask you, because of COVID, have all of the in-person booth sales, as you call them, shut down for this year?
No, so booth sales will begin February 12th through March the 7th, Trey. And the thing is, though, but girls will have to do it differently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be in a mask, there'll be social distancing, there'll be some booths where you just you pop your trunk and the girls will put your cookies in the trunk. And so, we just have to, it's going to look a little different than it did last year. And, that's me with some girls.
Right.
It just has to be different because we have to make sure that everybody's safe.
Right. Right.
But at the same time, girls want to sell cookies and we want them to sell cookies and our consumers want cookies. I'm being asked all the time, like, hey, where can I get Girl Scout cookies?
And listen, you know what? Because of everything that's been going on, you need cookies even more, Lora.
You do.
You need a good cookie.
You do. Yeah, you need a good cookie. And but you said it. I mean, girls learn how to run their own business, starting from daisies and all the way through seniors in high school. I mean, it's so much fun actually to watch girls grow in their entrepreneur skills. When a daisy who's in kindergarten tries to sell her first cookies, I mean, sometimes she's like behind her mother, whispering, or
literally behind,
literally behind, so shy. And I'm telling you that next year or the year after, they are out there in front, and just the courage and the confidence that they've developed. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I love that you say that, Laura, because you're right. I think anytime we can expose our young people to public speaking, to be able to interact with the public, especially now when we're in an age where we have less contact with the public. People are behind their phones, behind their devices, doing video games. So we lack, I think there's a generation that lack that interpersonal skill set that no matter what technology does, you're still going to need to be able to have a face-to-face conversation.
Absolutely. And the skills that girls learn from selling cookies, when you take a look like things like money management, business ethics, goal setting, people skills, decision making. I mean, all those skills are important in life.
Yeah. They are. They absolutely are. So we're going to talk a little bit in a minute about flavors, because I got my Girl Scout cookie box here and I want to do the unboxing. But tell us about when a girl can start in Girl Scouts. You mentioned the daisies, which is new. How long have they, because when I grew up, it was a brownie. You started as a brownie. Now you can start a little earlier.
Yeah, so you can start in kindergarten.
Wow.
And, that's a good question because, I was in the military for, 24 years. So I kind of missed that when it started. But yeah, so girls can join as a daisy, and that's in kindergarten. And then girls can stay in Girl Scouting all the way through college, because there's now college Girl Scouts.
Really? Oh, wow. Wow. So they start out in kindergarten as daisies. And then when do you get to be a brownie?
First grade. So then they become a brownie, and then they move to juniors, and then they split up. Like when I was a Girl Scout, you were just a senior Girl Scout when you were in high school. But now you're a senior, and then you move to ambassador, which is your last 2 years in high school. And so, it's a wonderful program for older girls. As a matter of fact, just this past weekend, I had a CEO fireside chat with older girls, and they're so wonderful. And talking about their futures and, going to college and the difference that Girl Scouts has made in their lives.
Right, right. Yeah, I have a 2 and a 4, almost 5-year-old that I have custody of, and I'm really looking forward to. I know the 5-year-old, the boy, he'll be ready for Boy Scouts, and I'm looking forward to. That's why I asked you earlier. Can you take a sassy, almost 3-year-old? She's ready.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. So because I know how. My brother was a Boy Scout, and I know how much. It can feed into their lives. And like I said, anytime we can expose our young people to something positive, something innovative, something that motivates them, as you say, so that they can learn so many skills, interpersonal skills, budgeting skills, that is a good thing. We need to keep our young people involved.
You do. And you know, the thing I love about Girl Scouts is that when you take a look at like outcomes for the program, right?
Yeah.
One of the most important things is that girls develop that deep sense of self, Trey, because, you know, girls, you know, they lose themselves.
Girls, yeah.
Something happens in like middle school where, you know, where they suddenly loved math and, you know, they were these courageous little beings, and suddenly, you know, they don't, you know, they really start losing their selves.
It's the peer pressure, I think, Lora. It's the peer pressure. Yeah.
It is. So really developing that deep sense of self.
It's important.
It is important. The growth mindset, which, you know, this is an all-girl experience, so girls can try new things and fail, you know, using that growth mindset. Yeah. And say, hey, this is not failure. This is the way you learn.
Life. This is life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And getting them to try new things that they might have been fearful of. They can do it in that safe environment. You know, that really that caring adult relationship, you know, so you learn about relationships, and girls make friends that they keep their whole lives. I mean, my best friends today were my Girl Scout friends. Can you believe that? I mean, from 6th and 7th grade. I mean, we'll be rocking on the same porch one of these days, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I absolutely love is that girls learn how to identify needs in our community. To make a difference.
Right.
And we do that through the bronze, the silver, and the gold award. And girls, they are leading now in their communities, making a difference. And that gold award it's tough to get, right? Because it has to be sustaining, self-sustaining. But man, I tell you what, some of the things that these girls are doing are to make a difference in their community now, or as leaders, I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, and as we know, it's the couple of years of girls. Girls have been rocking it for the last couple of years. So, you know,
they are.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about growing strong girls that are going to grow into strong women that are going to lead their families, their communities, the state, and the world.
Yeah.
It is. Let me tell you, it's such a mission, and I'm on a, you know, when you talk about a journey, right? Because you know, we have a large population in South Carolina. I mean, our population of girls is growing.
Wow.
And we just need to get the word out there about the value of this organization and the ability that it gives mothers the opportunity and families the opportunity to spend more time with their daughters before they go off to college or before they really leave the nest. And that is something too that is priceless.
You know what else, Lora, as you were talking, I was thinking it helps parents too. You know, parents, we need every bit of help we can get to help nurture, raise, develop our young people. So a long-standing, respectable organization like Girl Scouts helps moms and dads to help develop their young girls. So, you know, it's a help. It's a help also.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Lora Tucker joins us. She is the current CEO of Girl Scouts. And of course, it's Girl Scout cookie time. And I was telling Lora, this is my box of cookies. I was telling Lora before the interview that I was like, I didn't get my Girl Scout cookies yet. And then I went downstairs and it was here. So
open it.
I am going to open it. I won't read the thank yous. Okay. Look, I don't care about the note. I want to know about the cookies. Okay. So the first thing are the toast yays. So let's talk. Okay, so look. Okay, I've got the toast yay. Let me see what else do I have here. Thin mints, which you said. I do know that these are the most popular cookies in America, you said? In the world? What did you say?
No, in the U.S., I mean, think about this. I mean, cookie season only runs like January through mid-March, right? I mean, cookie season ends March the 7th. But yet, I believe that the Thin Mint is the #1 selling cookie in the U.S.
Now, Samoas, which are now called Caramel Delights, have to be #2. I don't have any here in my box, so I'm a little,
you know what? I'll get you Caramel Delights.
But they've got to be #2 because I hear a lot of people say they love those Caramel Delights.
You know what, though? I don't know, because a lot of people don't like coconut. You gotta like caramel and coconut, right?
Who doesn't like coconut?
I know, who doesn't like caramel?
Who doesn't like coconut? That can't be un-American. So listen, I want to try these new Toastiers because we know that this is the brand new cookie, right?
Right. Try it. Open it up and try it.
So this says this is a French toast inspired cookie dipped in delicious icing and full of flavor every bite. Yay. Yay, Toastier.
Yay.
All right, so I'm breaking open my Toastiers. And I do like the peanut butter. I've got peanut butter pat. I do like it because I like chocolate and peanut butter. That's just like
we have two types. We've got the patty and then we've got the sandwich.
And I like both. I love peanut butter. Peanut butter doesn't like me, but I do love peanut butter. All right, so here's my Toastier. Okay. Oh, listen, I can already taste the French toastiness.
And that's a pretty good sized cookie, like right? Like you just did one in half, but that is a good sized cookie. It is, and it's got that maple kind of icing on the bottom.
Listen, it's first of all, when I opened it, it smelled like Saturday morning. I do French toast on Saturday morning, so it smells like Saturday morning. Wow, good cook. That's a good cookie.
That's right. And then you talked about the Thin Mints. We have the shortbread. The lemonades, but I will also tell you too, if you like the Girl Scouts S'more cookie, this will be the last year for the s'more.
Yeah. Why?
That's right. So you got to fill your freezer up.
Why Laura? Why?
Well, it's a specialty cookie. So what happens is the bakers, and we have 2 bakers, but the bakers do, they change up the specialty cookies like last year was the last year for the thank you very muches that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. And a lot of people love those, but but it had to make room for the Toastier.
Well, let me tell you something, Laura. So are you saying, like, I just want no more s'mores? No more s'mores. Oh,
no more s'more cookies.
S'mores. I was thinking you were thinking the Samoas. It used to be Samoas, and now they're Caramel
Delight.
No,
yeah. So the Samoa or the Caramel Delight, depending on which baker. We have the Caramel Delights. Those are what's called kind of like a
signature cookie.
That's right. That's a signature cookie.
Okay, that's what I thought you would say. I was like, no, girl, please.
Oh no. And we also have a gluten-free cookie as well.
Oh, that's good because I know a lot of people. Have my sister's gluten, whatever, intolerant or whatever that is.
Right. Yeah. And it's a caramel chocolate chip cookie, and it's actually very good. I've tried it, and it's good.
A caramel chocolate chip. That sounds good.
It is.
Yeah.
So all you gluten-free people out there, you can still support your girls and buy the gluten-free Girl Scout cookie.
So the new one is the Toastier. It's really good. It does taste like it tastes like French toast. And then again, you still got your Thin Mint. I'm not a Thin Minter, but I know a lot of people are.
That's my favorite, Trey. That's my favorite. I do like a Thin Mint. Yeah. You can put those in the freezer, and they are wonderful.
Yeah. The lemonades are good. This is my brother's favorite. And then the peanut butter patties and the peanut butter sandwich. I do like both, but like I said, peanut butter doesn't like me. I like it. But what are the other flavors? Tell us the other flavors.
So you've got the Toastier, you've got the Thin Mints, you've got the peanut butter patties, which has the peanut butter in it, surrounded by chocolate. You have the peanut butter sandwich. You have the shortbread, which is, everybody loves shortbread.
Right.
You've got the Caramel Delight, which is also the Samoa by the other baker. You've got lemonades, and then you've got the s'more, and then you've got the gluten-free cookie. So that's the cookie lineup.
That's this year's cookie lineup. Yeah. So, Laura, this month is your anniversary being at the Girl Scouts of South Carolina, and your former military, like I said earlier, lifelong Girl Scout. Tell me how the year has been. I mean, you came in and 2 months later we got hit with COVID.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about leadership, and I love leadership, and I've been a leader, my whole career. And so when things happen, and you have to kind of lead in that extreme environment, it's been different. But we immediately, we pivoted. We started doing virtual Girl Scouting, and with Girl Scout Connected. Girls, we did badge programmings, and we did a virtual camp, and then right now girls are doing both. So we're following the CDC guidelines, and girls that can meet face to face are doing so with masks and social distancing. But there's a lot you can do outdoors, especially. We've got some wonderful camps, and girls have been meeting. Some churches are starting to open up again.
Yes,
it's been hard to find places for troops to meet. Because so many places have been shut down, and they're not in school, so we've had to try to meet girls where they are. We've done some things like not all girls have great internet. Right?
That's right.
So program boxes together in some of our areas that don't have good internet, and we put them on their porches so they could do some Girl Scout programming. So it's been it's been a good chance for us to grow our resiliency and our innovation muscle as a team.
Right. What do you look forward to this year and maybe the coming years? What's your forecast, your Girl Scout?
Well, once we start getting that shot in our arm, right? Which I can't wait, because I'm an extrovert. I miss being out there with the girls. I miss our volunteers, because this is a volunteer-driven organization, and we have incredible volunteers, and I miss everybody. I really miss that face-to-face, and some of our signature things, like, when we recognize our volunteers and we do some of our fundraising activities. So I really look forward in the recovery stage, that face-to-face again. And then, one thing we have to do is, we really have to look at how we can market the value of Girl Scouting to families. With girls, and I look forward to girls being back in school where we can reach them. It's just a lot.
It is. But I think you're up for the task, and you've done an amazing job. Coming in, like I said, amidst COVID, and you guys have been just creative and innovative, and are still out there selling those cookies, because, like you said, the folks want them despite COVID. But COVID, people want their cookies, and girls still need that interaction, probably even more now than ever. So
they absolutely do. As a matter of fact, Girl Scouts USA has what they call the G team, this kind of like this national girl team. And one of the things that they did was they did some research on the mental state, the mental health of girls. And, girls are telling us that it's really tough right now. And that their Girl Scout experience is something that they really value, because they need that support. They need that place just to hang out. And that's something else we did virtually, is, create just a girl hangout space, where they could just talk to each other. Right. Girls let us know what they want, what they need, and some of the things that they really want to do. But that sisterhood is real.
Yeah. And luckily, thankfully, you guys have been able to respond positively with some great solutions for the needs of the girls that you serve with the Girl Scouts. Lora Tucker, she is the brand new CEO of the Girl Scouts here in South Carolina. Thank you once again so much for joining us. Don't forget, everyone, it is Girl Scout cookie time. There's some information on the screen, the website. Also, if you don't know a troop, you can follow that link so that you can find a troop and get your Girl Scout cookies ordered. And of course, if you do know a troop, you can order through that way. Also, beginning in February, Grubhub is selling February 12th through, March 7th. You can go to Grubhub, and then you can even, beginning in February, say, Alexa, show me where I can get some cookies. I think that is just so cool.
Also, too, Trey, girls can join Girl Scouts for free for the rest of the month. They just have to text. You can text to join, and it's 803-599-2341. A membership is normally $25, and you can text this number and type in the word join, and you can text to free. I mean, you can join free for the rest of the month. So if you're hearing this and you have a girl that wants to join Girl Scouts, please text to join.
Right, they're 5 years old, 5 through college. If they want to join Girl Scouts, again, the number is 803-599-2341. Text the word join to, and is that an annual membership?
Typically not. It's just for right now, because we understand that a lot of people are having financial challenges, and we don't want there to be a financial barrier to join Girl Scouts this year.
Okay.
So so please let us help you with that membership, and we're doing it through the end of January, Trey.
That is great. You can text to join for free right now, 803-599-2341. Text to join Girl Scouts. All right. Lora Tucker, CEO with the Girl Scouts, thank you again so much for joining us today. Thank you for the cookies.
You're so welcome. And Trey, thank you for all that you do to get the word out. It's important. Love your show, and love you, and just thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. That was great, right? Don't forget to get your Girl Scout cookies. I'm going to be getting my Samoas, and I always get some for everyone in my family. I'd love to check that the gluten-free one out. That was caramel and chocolate chips. That sounds delicious. Listen, thank you so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. Please continue to post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses, and check the scroll at the bottom of the screen for more information about COVID. As a matter of fact, if you have a story or an initiative that can help someone cope with COVID, please go to the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook and inbox me. I would love to talk to you about spotlighting you on coping with COVID. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtreitailor@gmail.com. And we would love to talk to you about being a proud sponsor of Coping with COVID, just like SCDHEC, In It Together SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, Palmetto Media Connections, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, and also Agape Counseling and Training Center, which, by the way, if you're having some challenges coping with COVID, it's okay. Go ahead and contact the folks at Agape Counseling and Training Center. Now, coming up tomorrow, Faith Friday with Rashonda Pratt. Rashonda is going to talk about leaving her good job at the television station, branching out on her own, and how you can do the same thing. That's tomorrow on Faith Friday. We're also going to talk to Tamika Isaac Devine with the City of Columbia. The City of Columbia City Councilwoman is going to do a press conference tomorrow at noon. And then she's going to join us at 2:00 with her big announcement. Dun, 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 dun. That's tomorrow on Faith Friday on Coping with COVID. Then on Monday, it's Fun Day Monday with comedian George Wallace. We're going to be joined not only by George, but also an amazing and talented, I don't know if she is a poet, a lyricist, a storyteller. She's just really funny. Kapanda Narciso is going to join us with her little known Black history facts, and they're going to join us. That's Monday on Coping with COVID. Then Wellness Wednesday, we're going to talk about relationships and how they affect your health. Romantic relationships, family relationships, how that affects your health. That is coming up next Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council. As usual, we're running a little bit long, but I'm going to leave you with a reading from Jesus Calling, February 4th. Jesus says, "Bring me your weakness and receive my peace. Accept yourself and your circumstances just as they are, remembering that I am sovereign and everlasting. Do not wear yourself out with analyzing and planning. Instead, let thankfulness and trust be your guide through this day. They will keep you close to me," Jesus says. "As you live in the radiance of my presence, my peace shines upon you. You will cease to notice how weak or strong you feel because you'll be focusing on me," Jesus says. "The best way to get through this day is step by step with me. Continue this intimate journey, trusting that the path you are following is headed in the right direction with me." That's your Jesus Calling for today. What is this? Thursday, February the 4th. I'm Tre Tailor. Until the next time, I wish you peace and abundant blessings and ask you to please be careful, stay safe, and you still need to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. See ya.
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In It Together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC, In It Together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.